Ladies and gentlemen, the next piece in this evening's program is The Ostrich Illusion. This performative installation by Romanian composer Constantin Basica is an audiovisual rendition of an old proverb from his native country. The original text reads, Țara arde și baba se piaptănă, which can be translated word for word as, the country is burning and the old woman is combing her hair, denoting carelessness and ignorance. The impetus for this piece arose from a mixture of recent political events that provoked the composer to enter a state of contemplation upon notions of personal as well as collective freedom. Therefore, some of the themes approached in this piece allude to confinement, censorship, democracy, and social consciousness. Moreover, continuing Basica's interest in illusions, the form of the piece was inspired by the characteristic of proverbs to prevail in history and to expand globally by mirroring human qualities or flaws. The composer chose to illustrate the aforementioned proverb by straightforwardly using the visual elements of the phrase, the fire, the old woman, and the combing of hair. However, he exhibits them in an equivocal manner, enhancing the scene with visual and sonic metaphors via electronic media, such as the digital noise of fire and its fictitious reflection in the mirror display. The human character of the piece is represented by a soprano, whose role is reduced to that of a living statue. The repression of her voice signifies the threat to freedom of speech. Also, the soprano is constrained to repeat the same short melody over and over again, but each time she is allowed to make slight variations, a reference to consumer capitalism. Situating the singer in an outdoor space confined by walls suggests an illusion of freedom by analogy to a zoological garden. All the structural elements of this scene are purposely ambivalent in order to create a platform for questioning what seems to be a given truth. This ties directly to the title of the piece, The Ostrich Illusion, which refers to yet another popular expression, to bury your head in the sand. Similarly to the depicted proverb, this symbolizes ignorance and neglect, but also cowardice. It comes from the myth of ostriches burying their heads in the sand in order to hide from danger, when they are in fact digging holes in the ground to use as nests, so their heads appear to be buried when they turn their eggs. A similar type of misconception is portrayed by the English saying, to fiddle while Rome burns, which is the direct counterpart of the Romanian proverb. It is said that Emperor Nero played the fiddle while Rome was burning in AD 64, but the fact is inaccurate because the instrument first appeared in the 16th century. The emperor's negligence is also historically not confirmed. Nevertheless, he exploited the tragic event and blamed the Christians, which led to their persecution until AD 313, when Emperor Constantin the Great signed the Edict of Milan. In order to highlight the allegorical nature of the installation and to bridge the politically and personally symbolic aspects of the piece, Constantin Basica replaced his birth year from this concert's program with that of the Great Fire of Rome. Moreover, the composer employed the recorded voice of the soprano to convey the program notes about this piece, which raises questions about the ways in which different art forms communicate nowadays. Thank you for your attention, and please visit our other performances in the museum.